Friends, Igor Pechkovsky is here, Windermere Bellevue Comments, your trusted real estate professional on the Eastside Seattle market. Today we have another market update. It's end of July, so we're gonna review all the numbers for the months, where the real estate is, how things are going, how is everything, where it's heading. I'll tell you the latest pointers. We'll discuss a little bit interest rates in the end, and without overdue, let's dive in to one of my favorites, the Eastside markets. And here we go. So without overdue, let's jump right into the Eastside Bellevue markets. I'm gonna start with the inventory because this is where it all is. The inventory is at 1.2 months as of the last month. What does it mean? Typically, we have our inventory being in the smaller numbers, and we call it equity gaining months, which is January, beginning of the year, all the way to mid or end of May. This is when buyers act. This is when buyers kind of faster than the sellers. They are on the market shopping for homes, and there is a bit fewer inventory on the market as sellers are getting ready their homes for the sale. So we see more multiple offers, and going into midsummer, end of the year, sellers put more real estate on the market, and we have count of inventory rose a little bit to 1.2, which is still a very fractional margin because it's just not enough of inventory. Even that we had a little bit more than in recent years, especially in 2021, which was insane. We do have, still not enough of the inventory, but that resulted the median price be 13% year over year, increased at 1.635, which, considered where the interest rates are today, this is bananas. It's really, really high. It's pretty much at the peak of 2022, but median price is extremely high considered to what the interest rates are today, which is remarkable. And over asking, if you are looking for real estate today, what shall you expect? As I always say, good real estate sells. And good real estate, in the last months of June, we had 50% of homes on the east side sold over asking. It could be, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 offers. It's not too dramatic, but still for the summertime, for this time of the year, for those interest rates, 50% selling over asking, it's a big number, which means the market is performing very, very strongly. So how does this perform on an annual basis? As I always say, first 6 months of the year, first 5 months are a lot of multiple offers, market is moving up, which is the second half of the year. It's typically kind of cools down and stays where it got in the first 5 months. And we're looking at 2024 here. The graph is the bright blue. In comparison to 2023, it overperformed. So the market this year is a lot warmer because there is that expectation that the interest rate, and depending on who you listen to, I heard today an expert said that there is 98% of chance for interest rate to drop in September. And I'm like, can't be that high. I'm less optimistic. I think next year maybe, but they say it will happen this year. So there is the expectation that rates will go down, and that pushes the market to increase as affordability increases, right? But 2024 line is higher than 2023. And as you see, there is the pattern going into the second half of the year. Amount of multiple offers decreases in comparison. So still would be a relatively hot market, still will be, seller's market, but real estate should move at the slower pace, which would be a good or better thing for buyers. Let's look into Seattle next. All right, my friends, let's talk about Seattle market. Seattle market had added some inventory, which I believe is a fantastic thing. 1.7 months of inventory. I mean, who doesn't like more inventory? Everybody does, unless you're a homeowner that wants to keep gaining equity at 20% annual appreciation. But Seattle has something that the East Side does not have so far. Townhome inventory. In Seattle, you can tear down one home, build 4 or 5. So there is always a bit of a new supply of homes, and it gets absorbed, which is fantastic. 1.7 months, The sellers in Seattle saw the prices rose, 22 they dropped and they came back up to where they were, and that allows people to sell, right? To move on to whatever the next thing is. So 1.7 months of inventory is fantastic, and it finally actually feels like hopefully there are some options to choose from. So on the median scale, what did that result? We have 957 is the median price in Seattle, which is a lot of money. If you see at the peak of a market, 2 years ago, we were at $1 million, and those were the rates were 3% and under. Today, we still have appreciation year over year at 957, which that market moves at the more modest pace compared to the east side, which is fantastic, because it has more inventory, as we just discussed. And if you're looking for a home in Seattle, 39% of them sell over asking, which the market moves at its annual rate, right? Where, as we discussed, the second half of the year is a bit slower. So if you're looking for a great home, there is still 39% of a chance that it will sell over asking, with the 7% median from original price increase. But those are the numbers. And if we compare these numbers year-on-year basis, and again, bright blue is 2024, we're still moving with what the annual, percentages are for being over asking. 39% compared to last year was, orange line, as you could see over here. The market just follows its natural course. Having more inventory is a fantastic thing, and if you're a seller, you want to make sure that that property is dialed in, so you get the 39 over asking percentage chance. Let's look into Snohomish County next. Snohomish County is the place to be as of right now, as we have, younger buyers or first-time home buyers entering the market. I mean, looking at the east side being 1.6 million and a change on the median price at 6.5-7% interest rates. Those payments are very, very expensive, correct? So what we see happens is folks are looking north. They look south, they look north. And Snohomish County is one of those places where we explore the market as well. 1.3 months of inventory, just like in Seattle. I mean, it's a little bit more than on the east side, but it's still a very tight market. So we do need more inventory. And with that being said, the median price in Snohomish County are right around $830,000. So it's still 7% year over year annual appreciation. I think everything that is over 4% appreciation is a lot, right? 20 or 15% on the annual basis is insane. 7% is a lot of appreciation year over year. Think about it on the 5-year scale. And 3-4% is pretty much a normal, decent appreciation with the level of inflation that we have. So 7% have done really, really well. And market is still moving at the speed that 44%, over the last month sold over asking. As you see, median percent from original list price is 4%. So if you happen to be that seller, that hot property that sells in 5 days, at 4% on about 800,000, that's what we have, about $32,000 over asking on average. That's not a crazy, right, overbidding comparing to the years that we had in 2022. If someone bought property back then, bidding 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 over asking was like nothing, which is insane. And I don't use that word, often, but we're following normal path, normal appreciation for the Snohomish County. So those are the numbers. So I hope you enjoyed this update. We've got more inventory, second half of the year looking promising. If you're looking to purchase, your best shot is to get something locked up in the second half of the year. Whenever we do have interest rate cuts, which is imminent, like it will happen. I'm not 98% positive it will be in September, but eventually it will happen in October, maybe in January, February next year, right before the election. We'll see. But when that happens, it pushes real estate prices up. So if you could lock real estate today, as I always say, marry the house, date the rate. You could refinance later, but at the same time, the best timing to buy real estate is whenever you're ready. And whenever you're ready, reach out and we'll help you out. And whenever you're ready to sell, We have beautiful team and we do amazing listings. So hopefully, I hope that this was very positive and helpful to you. Leave us a comment, share this video, let us know how we've done, and see you next month. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.